Hi everyone, I'm Natalie Haddad with Long Story Shorts, where we dig into the headlines popping up in your social media feeds. First up is the Grand Prix of Arlington. It is finally here, but there are going to be a lot of road closures, which means a lot of traffic. So starting us off is traffic anchor Stacia Wilson to tell us why it gets backed up there so quickly.
If you've ever driven to a big event in Arlington, you probably already know this traffic there can back up really fast. And with the Java House Grand Prix of Arlington kicking off Friday in the entertainment district, a lot of people could be heading that direction this weekend. So why does traffic stack up there so quickly? To start with, most drivers are funneled in from just a few major routes. I-30, Highway 360, Collins Street, and Ballpark Way. The area around AT&T Stadium and Globe Life Field is surrounded by large parking lots, which means thousands of cars are all trying to enter and exit through the same handful of streets. And finally, when the events end, everyone leaves at the same time, creating those sudden waves of traffic that spill back onto nearby highways. So if you're planning to head toward the Arlington Entertainment District this weekend, just plan a little extra time getting in and out of the area.
Right here, we are at the end of what we call the speed trap. This here is the fastest part of the track we have at the Java House Grand Prix of Arlington. It's right here at turn 10. You've got the cars coming 180 miles per hour down Randall Mill. After they run on a 0.9 mile straightaway, they hit this 90-degree turn and they shoot right down Stadium Drive. It's going to be pretty fun because, you know, every day people drive this road 35, 40 miles an hour, and out here this weekend they're going to be going 180. One of the features we have here, these general admission standing platforms, which provide a great view of different areas around the track, and working with our partners with the Rangers and the Cowboys, it wraps around and weaves around the stadiums here. Come down here, rounding turn 12, and right in front of you, you have Globe Life Field and AT&T Stadium looming in the background. As the drivers finish the 2.73 miles, they're coming down here to turn 14. This will be one of the more unique parts of the track. They'll need to make a decision. Do they continue and go around for another lap, or do they enter down to pit road here? One of the unique features that we have here, only one other track on the NTT IndyCar circuit has this, is a dual-sided pit lane. Teams will pit on both sides of pit road here, merge on and head out underneath our WinStar Club, but it provides this great amphitheater setting, keeps it nice and tight, and a lot of action with the pit stops right over the suite structure and the grandstand that we have here down the front straight.
Well, everything appears to be back to normal here outside Children's Health, but it was a much different scene Wednesday night and early this morning after an officer-involved shooting just behind me inside the parking garage. Dallas police say Wednesday, around 11 p.m., their fugitive unit was conducting surveillance on a wanted man. They followed him to this Children's Health parking garage where the suspect barricaded himself. Police say they used tear gas to try and get the man out of the vehicle. They tell us the man got out of the vehicle pointing a gun towards officers. That's when police shot him. No officers were injured.
At that time, we had the Dallas SWAT doctor rendered aid. He was pronounced dead at the scene.
DPD will not identify the suspect until the next of kin is notified. However, WFAA sources say he worked as an armed security guard. In a statement from Children's Health, they say the incident did not involve any patients or team members. They also say their Dallas campus was on lockout to ensure everyone's safety. Now, this is an ongoing investigation. DPD tells us that they will hold a press conference in the coming days where they'll be releasing the body cam footage. At the Medical District, I'm Brittany Moncrief.
Right now, Fort Worth Police, they're investigating an officer-involved shooting. It happened on 287, you see here. Earlier Thursday afternoon, just before 4:30, a Fort Worth police officer was driving on 287 you see behind me, and that's when he noticed a man cutting himself with what appeared to be a broken bottle. He approached the man, and according to police chief Eddie Garcia, that man threatened to jump off the bridge. The officer managed to talk him off the ledge, but then things took a turn for the worse. The man with the broken bottle, according to the chief, approached the officer in a threatening manner. That officer fired his service weapon and ended up striking the man. They did render first aid. However, at 4:28 p.m. Thursday afternoon, he was pronounced dead. There is a full investigation going on. When the chief updated us, he did not take questions, but said that he would be giving more information later on during a news conference as they continue their investigation in this officer-involved shooting. To give you an idea of where we are, this is 287 you see here, and this is East Maddox and Martin Luther King Jr. During the time of the investigation, once it started, obviously that was just right before the evening commute. Traffic had to be diverted away from this area. Right now, the investigation is still ongoing. As you can see, police cars are still up on 287. Again, they hope to have this investigation wrapped up soon. We hope to learn more information, not only of the identity of the man that was shot and killed by police, but also exactly how this all went down. More than likely there is a body cam video that the officer was wearing, and we don't know if there's dash cam as well, since the officer came upon this man in his vehicle. Again, this is an ongoing investigation that we will continue to gather information and bring to you as we learn it.
All of us as Jews see ourselves as family to each other. We have plenty of differences. Those differences fade away when one of us is under attack. You add to that the fact that this comes at a time when the United States is at war and Israel is at war, and we're already anxious. You add to that something like this, and it makes all of us deeply, deeply concerned. I think it also causes us to double down on our will to resist, the importance of fighting back against anti-Semitism, the importance of fighting back against these acts of violence, the importance of fighting back against any hate crime, none of which have any place here in America.
What are you telling your congregation, and when will you have that opportunity?
We've already communicated with them a few times today, so social media and email went out. It'll certainly be a focus of our prayer when we get together tomorrow night and Saturday morning for the Sabbath. We have found that gathering as a community in prayer is something that gives a sense of strength and mooring to us all.
Have your parishioners asked you about what is our security plan? Is that something that is...
People ask all the time, as they're entitled to. We have children in the building, we have adults in the building. Security concerns spiked and remained high after October 7th, and they are now part of our everyday rhythm. We are fortunate to have a superb director of security in our own congregation. It is something we pay attention to on a daily basis. It's an ethical obligation.
A teacher from DeWitt Perry Middle School in Carrollton Farmers Branch ISD sits behind bars in the Dallas County Jail, charged with having an improper relationship between educator and student. According to police, Miguel Cabin Mendez touched a 13-year-old student inappropriately during school hours in his classroom. According to the student, Mendez called her out of her class last November and would have her come to his room during his break to, quote, massage her feet. According to the police affidavit, Mendez told her this was a secret and that they had a special relationship. In February, when the child told her mother what was happening, Mendez was placed on administrative leave, but he opted to resign instead. Police say Mendez was also doing this to several other girls at DeWitt Perry. One 14-year-old student said he had been giving her the foot massages over a 3-year period, starting when she was in 6th grade. Tonight, Mendez sits in jail on a $330,000 bond. You can read more at WFAA.com.
Take a look, a new scam alert on Dallas County's website warning people with loved ones in the Dallas County Jail that someone out there is posing as a bail bondsman and claiming if they'll just send him money through an app or on a gift card, he can get them out. That's not how it works. Dallas attorney Robert Abtahi says he's heard about 10 reports of this. He's posting about it, talking about it, trying to stop it. And here's how he says things really work.
Every one of these jails has a portal. You can log in, you can find your loved one, you can see their name, their booking number, and most importantly, what is their bond. That's when you will then reach out to a bail bondsman or a criminal defense attorney, and then you will initiate the conversation. If someone is calling you, huge red flag, number one. Number two, if someone is telling you to go buy gift cards, to make a payment online without paperwork, without a reputable site, huge red flag.
Abtahi was even on a call with the guy. He said he identified himself as a lawyer, and the guy just kept pushing forward with the scam. I tried to call him too. He didn't call me back.
Well, we met Carol Bell Walton 2 years ago.
You could fit 3 SUVs in that one cave.
She was raising awareness about erosion at White Rock Lake Trail after decades of storms washed away land under Garland Road.
And that's the alternative to the sheet piling. Now, they should be immobile, but water's still going to seep through there.
But what she didn't expect,
that wasn't on my radar,
is what a jogger posted to Facebook, a sinkhole between the trail and street.
Oh, this just completely rewrites the script.
Because Carol says the hole was 20 feet deep and caused by an abandoned sewer line.
It still shows that there are critical weaknesses in this area due to infrastructure that was put in long ago that we don't even have a clue about.
We asked the city of Dallas if an abandoned sewer line caused the sinkhole. They did not confirm or deny, but Dallas Water Utilities said in a statement that the area has been stabilized. They said a portion of the trail is temporarily closed as departments investigate the cause of the sinkhole, advising people avoid the area.
If DWU's infrastructure has so compromised this area that we're seeing collapsing shafts, then DWU needs to take responsibility to shore this area up.
And for advocates like Carol, this just leaves more questions than answers.
What's under here that we don't know about? What is likely to fail?
In Lakewood, I'm Brittany Moncrief.
It's March 12th, and this is climatologically the average last freeze for DFW. But one could arrive shortly after. Let me explain. So far this season, DFW has had 19 freezes. The normal for the entire season is 29. We're kind of at the end of that season now. The earliest last freeze we've ever had on record, January 8th. The average today, March 12th. And the latest we've ever had a freeze, April 13th. There is a chance some parts of North Texas see a freeze early Monday morning. Okay, that would likely be around the Red River, but northern portions of the Metroplex will get awfully close. 33 degrees for Denton, McKinney, and Greenville. Sulphur Springs, 32. So if you've already started the gardens, just get the frost cloth ready. Just get ready for what could be freezing temperatures for some Monday morning.
Now on to sports news. High school boys basketball heads to state this weekend. Here's sports anchor Joe Trahan with a look ahead to Selection Sunday.
Hey everyone, it is just about time to break out your bracket. Selection Sunday is this weekend. And the question is this: have the SMU Mustangs done enough to get their invitation to the big dance? I think they're going to have some anxious moments before that selection show on Sunday. SMU loses their second round game to Louisville in the ACC tournament. That was after a first round win over Syracuse. And listen, even after that loss in round 2, the latest bracketology from ESPN's Joe Lunardi had SMU listed as one of the last 4 teams in. But here's the problem, because some of those last 4 teams out aren't out of their tournaments yet. So this thing's going to come down to the wire. And unfortunately, SMU has put themselves in some jeopardy. And it's really difficult, and it's really kind of hard to stomach, especially if you're an SMU fan, because part of the reason this is the case is an injury. B.J. Edwards, all-around guard who could do a lot of things and did a lot of things for that team, was lost on February 25th. And SMU fans, you know what happened after that. Your team promptly lost the last 4 games of the regular season. And that's why they were on the bubble going into these conference tournaments. If the Ponies do get their name called, it'll be their first big dance appearance since 2017. But because of all the factors we've talked about, there will be some anxious moments until they potentially hear their name called on Selection Sunday.
6A D2 Texas State champions.
Lancaster vanquished previously undefeated 40-0 Austin Westlake in the 6A Division II championship, the Lady Tigers making history. And as impressive as that sounds, the story behind Lancaster's first ever girls basketball state title is even more compelling, a testament to drive and determination. Here's Mike Leslie.
Tell me about Coach McKinney.
My girl, around April of last year, she told me, she said, Coach, I've been diagnosed with cancer.
Stage 4 breast cancer that assistant coach Lamisha McKinney battled the whole offseason while her players were working to improve their game. None of her players knew, but when they lost to DeSoto in January, that changed.
Right after the loss, she told the team right then and there. It shocked me. She said, you know, this is what I'm dealing with. So anybody that didn't bring energy today, understand that I've been dealing with this and I've been bringing energy. You all can do the same.
It was like, she's been fighting, that means we gotta fight. Whatever comes our way, we gotta push through, and we gotta do this for you.
I mean, I need some ice baths. You know, she pours her heart and soul into these girls, into this program. Once you pour it out enough, it spills over, and it spilled over into the court for these girls.
After that speech, Lancaster never lost another game, handing Austin Westlake their only loss of the year in the title game.
They fought and they won. But she can do the same. She's fighting, and she's going to win because I know Coach McKinney. But I think that this propelled her to do so.
A year-long journey.
Keep fighting, keep pushing.
One finished, one still ongoing.
We love you, we support you, and we're always gonna be here.
In Lancaster, I'm Mike Leslie.
Congrats to the Lady Tigers, so well deserved. Weibo for the win. And to Coach McKinney, we're sending all the good vibes your way. That's a look at sports. Izzy's back with a final word after this.
From a crazy fall down a Texas canyon to a dog found hundreds of miles away. There's still a lot more that we want to talk about today, but first, we're going to check out the future of transportation in DFW.
A man in his car fell 200 feet into a Texas canyon, spent the night there, and then walked away with minor injuries. On Monday afternoon, staff at Palo Duro Canyon State Park were notified of a man with possible injuries sitting in a pavilion. The man, who was bleeding and had a black eye, told staff that he had gotten a flat tire. But staff couldn't immediately locate the vehicle nearby. Turns out they needed to look about 200 feet down into the canyon to find it. Once they saw the rolled over vehicle, Texas State Park Police and several other agencies responded to the scene. Investigators found that the injured man experienced a tire blowout on Park Road 5 after dark on March 8th, which caused him to veer off the road and roll approximately 200 feet downhill. He told police that he spent the night there and then got up the next morning and walked to the pavilion where he was later found. Amazingly, he appears to have only suffered a possible concussion and broken ribs due to this crash. Emergency officials used a high-angle rope system to lower themselves down into the canyon and connect a cable to bring the crashed vehicle up to the road. Officials say the incident remains under investigation.
Allen is the fourth largest city in Collin County, and it's about to get a makeover. Officials just approved a new agreement to kick off the redevelopment. According to the Dallas Business Journal, the initial focus is on several blocks near Allen and McDermott Drive, and there are plans to develop further north from there. The city will kick in $8 to $9 million to fund half the project, and it's clear downtown will look different when all's said and done. They plan to convert one of the city's first libraries and its original fire station into restaurant and retail space. The plan also includes a $3 million park. Allen is close to being fully built out, and when a city runs out of available open land, it has to start looking the other way, inward. The goal here is to reimagine some older spaces while preserving the building's history, create more urban-style developments, and bring more visitors downtown.
I'm calling it a cold case solved. A North Texas missing schnauzer has been found 1,500 miles away in New Jersey, 2 years after she was reported missing. So let's rewind 2 years ago, May 2024. Coco, a 6-year-old dog from Glen Heights, Texas, escaped her backyard. Her owners, Gloria and Will, searched the neighborhoods, called the shelters, and just couldn't find her. Fast forward to March 2026, someone found her in the parking lot of a strip mall in Clark, New Jersey. Clark police scanned her for a microchip, called Gloria, and in 3 days, friends and the community helped Gloria and Will raise enough money to cover their flights. And in those 3 days, Clark police took care of Coco. Normally, they would send her to a shelter, but they loved her so much she stayed in dispatch where someone was with her 24/7. They bathed, walked, fed, played with her. They were so sad to see her go. Coco has since been reunited with her family, and yes, her fence is now inescapable. And get this, the Clark police director tells me since Coco, the team has been asking for an emotional support dog at the station. And honestly, I think they deserve one.
Texas Agriculture Commissioner Sid Miller says record beef prices are becoming a real threat to a state staple. Many barbecue joints have been closing down because the smallest U.S. cattle herd in 75 years is just driving up the cost of beef. It's gotten bad. In the last year, beef has gone up 13%. Restaurant owners trying to not pass that cost on to consumers, but eventually they've got to make some tough choices. Here's what the pitmaster from Pinkerton's in Houston had to say about that.
We're a market-driven menu, and so when beef goes up, the price goes up.
Man, I can get a beef rib for $18. Now you're going to pay $30.
It's not just barbecue restaurants feeling that pinch, of course. Commissioner Miller says Texans are just buying less beef in general because it has become too expensive for some people's budgets.
FIFA is the direct seller of all FIFA World Cup tickets. They have a reselling site, and they're very clear that the only authorized reseller is them.
Yet go to most any online resale broker, and you can find ticket listings for World Cup games. So what's the rub?
You have to really think long, I think, before you're buying from some other site right now.
We contacted StubHub to ask them just how safe can their buyers feel.
StubHub, with every order, is backed by its Fan Protect guarantee. So you're guaranteed to get in or get your money back. You want to look for a real buyer protection. Places like Facebook Marketplace or social media sites or Craigslist don't have that.
Another thing to keep in mind, even if you pay and get a confirmation, right now nobody has the ticket or barcode they'll use to get into the stadium.
They're not going to release the actual tickets until May of 2026. So that's a long time to wait to see if your ticket's actually official.
Our nation will mark its 250th birthday this summer, and we're kicking off a new initiative to coincide with the celebration. Our parent company, Tegna, is launching America's 250, Red, White, and You. And I really want to emphasize that last word, you. Here at WFAA, we'll produce stories about the people in North Texas working to make their communities a better place. Just everyday folks doing extraordinary things. I got a chance to see it firsthand in Wiley ISD. Katie Olzels teaches 4th grade math at Cox Elementary School, where she was recently named Teacher of the Year. Katie's mom was a teacher and her inspiration. She told me every child deserves their own cheerleader, and she's blessed to be that person for her kids. Keep an eye out for America's 250, Red, White, and You.
And as we leave you today, if you've been watching Daybreak, then you know that the team has been critical of anchor Cynthia Izaguirre's preference of hot dogs. She likes them with mayonnaise. Well, we finally put that to the test. Here's how that went.
We're scared, Morgan.
Gosh. All right, listen, Cynthia, we love you. We've had a battle over the mayo on the hot dogs. They're forcing us to try this so we can stay employed. Matthew, take it away.
Let's take a quick bite.
I have some things to say though. In Latin culture, you typically do put mayo on anything that's bread and meat. In Venezuelan hot dogs, you have something called salsa rosada, which is mayo.
Go ahead,
so it's
Greg.
very common in Latin culture to do this.
Greg is the goat.
I'm just not going to eat that.
This was on the bread. It's fine. It's the big chunk on it, like ketchup and mustard.
It's not terrible. We ruined 5 good hot dogs here.
No,
Greg
it's
has been
fine.
here 27
It's fine
years.
on the
Greg
bread.
can do whatever he wants.
I don't love it. It shouldn't be the main character like that.
Still nasty.
I still want ketchup and mustard, but I
Me
don't.
too.